Hey everybody, sorry it's taken me so long to get part two of questions for somebody who's living full-time in a pop-up camper with kids. So I'm going to start off with number 6. Number 6 is, what are you going to do about your kids' schooling? For schooling, if you're not stationary and you're traveling like I plan on traveling, you would just register to homeschool in whatever state you have as your home state. So wherever your driver's license is, you would just need to look up the laws for homeschooling in your state and make sure that you're following all the laws, and then you have all the specifications done by the end of the year that you are required for that state. But I mean, think about it, really. Your classroom is going to be moving, so that's going to be really cool for the kids, because then, you get to see more stuff and do more stuff. Everything's going to be a little bit more hands-on. Like, you'll have more field trips, you can visit more historical places, you get, instead of just reading about places and things, you get to actually go and see those things in person. I think that will be a really big, help for kids who are learning, and especially kids who learn better hands-on versus just reading. Another question I get is, what if your kids don't like it? I'm not speaking from experience, because my kids love living in the pop-up camper. But I think if you involve your kids in your decisions, it usually helps out a lot. It keeps things fun. You keep a positive attitude on it, your kids are going to be more likely to pick up on that positive attitude. But include them in the colors that you pick for your paint, or your decorations, or your color schemes, or pattern schemes. Just keep the kids involved with it, and it really helps a lot. My kids love living in the pop-up camper. They love the bright colors that we have. They love the patterns. They like getting to choose stuff for their area. And they also love exploring new places. So that's a big help too. Like, when we travel, they get to go explore new places. And we just make everything really fun and make a game out of everything. And it just really helps to keep things on a more positive note for the kids. Another question I get is, why would you want to live in a pop-up camper versus in a stick and brick house? Tiny living can be really challenging, and for me, I find that really exciting, because then you get to come up with new solutions for storage and other things in small areas. I think you get to spend more time focusing on the things that matter, like spending time together, doing things together, getting activities, getting out and about. We spend a lot of time hiking and at parks and stuff. So we just get to focus more on that instead of filling a house full of materialistic possessions. We just don't have the space for it, so we don't have to do that. We don't spend money on it or anything like that. I think another really big benefit to living in a camper or an RV or something smaller is just that you're going to have, you could make it more expensive, but for us, it's a lot cheaper. There's going to be less bills. We're fully self-sustaining and stuff, so it's just cheaper. There's less money that you have to make, less money that you spend. Yes, you may. And then you have more time and more money for traveling and activities and other fun stuff. Another common question is, what do you do when it's cold outside? We spend a lot of time at indoor places. We go to the libraries that have play areas. We go to mall play areas. Indoor parks, if you can find them. There's places like Sky Zone that have indoor trampolines. You can go for a cheap game of bowling. There's always all kinds of indoor stuff that you can do. And if you just want to stay in, you can just get a board game and a cup of hot chocolate and make a night out of it. You can cuddle up and watch a movie. All kinds of stuff. You just got to get creative with your thinking is really the biggest thing, the biggest adjustment to living in a pop-up camper, at least for us. The last question is, how do you find somewhere to keep your camper? And that one is super easy. There's so many places that you can keep your camper. I don't think you'll ever really have trouble finding a place to keep your camper. There's RV parks, there's state campgrounds, local campgrounds, family-run campgrounds, there's national forests, you can boondock in parking lots, all kinds of different places. My favorite resource is probably going to be freecampsites.net. You type in your location and it pulls up all of the places that you can boondock and camp for free in your area or the closest places to you. Some of them have minimal fees, like $4 or $5 a night. Some of them you have to have like a membership. We did some traveling last year and we went to some WMAs in Virginia, and we did have to have like a permit or something to go there, and it was like, I don't know, $25 or something like that for the whole year. And they work kind of like the national forest where you can stay for 14 days at each place. But freecampsites.net is definitely my favorite resource. So that's all the questions so far. If anybody has any more questions, definitely shoot them my way and I'd be more than happy to answer them. We'll probably do some more videos now that we have 3 kids and a dog in the pop-up camper. But yeah, stay tuned. Thanks, guys!